Hi, how are you doing, guys? Welcome to the football show, and we are back with a brand new episode with Anuj, of course. Hi,
Hi
Anuj,
guys, hi
man.
Vipul. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So last episode we discussed we'll do a couple of episodes this week. So yes, here we are discussing another topic. This the topic is pretty unique since both the Champions League and Europa League are coming into the business stage, and we have our four semi-finalists in Champions League as well as the Europa League. So today's topic will be not topic, but it will be a discussion basically. Who will win in Europe in the respective competition in the Champions League and in the Europa League respectively. So let's begin with this. All right. So let me go through the teams which have qualified for the Champions League semis, of course. So we have Real Madrid, we have Chelsea, of course. Yeah, so we have Manchester City and we have last year's finalist PSG. Let's get to go through the pictures first, and then I'll just ask you. Okay, so first we are going to have a look at PSG and Manchester City who are playing against each other. So the first leg is PSG home, Manchester City away. And second, yeah, they are playing on 29. This is the first leg PSG at home, and they are playing again on 5th May, which is Manchester City at home. So, who do you think is going to win?
I think I would definitely go for PSG. I have a soft spot for Neymar. I'm a big fan of his game, and with Mbappe and Neymar playing together, I think last year they almost won it against a very rampant Bayern Munich who were unbeatable, but this time they defeated them very comprehensively. I would say over both legs. So I would definitely go for a PSG win over the two legs against Man City.
All right, all right. Do you remember I told you last episode, in the last episode, that I would prefer Manchester City winning this. A,
Yeah.
they are overdue, and we haven't had an English team winning the trophy for God knows how many years. But I just want Manchester City to win it for that, and mind you, they are capable of it. So it's not like
Definitely,
I'm
they
just
are more than
yeah
capable of it. But I think that's
yeah
that's the one thing that City does not have in comparison to Liverpool, Arsenal, or other Premier League clubs. So I would like to have that situation constant, so that we are always a step above them. So definitely
all
Paris
right,
for that.
all right. PSG I don't know, but on paper they are definitely on par with Manchester City. But I do think since PSG were the finalists last season, they would like to go the distance this time and lift that Champions League trophy. So I'm not sure. This one will be an exciting picture. All right, so so PSG are playing at home. So if Manchester City gets some sort of result like a one goal lead or a two goal lead away, it would be pretty difficult since PSG has a history of letting go of the lead for the past
Yeah, definitely.
few seasons.
They are not a second leg team, is what we have seen.
Yes, yeah, you can say that. Yeah, so let's move on to the next two semi-finalists in the Champions League. So it's Real Madrid versus Chelsea, and Madrid are playing on the 20th of April at home, and Chelsea are playing on 6th May away. So Chelsea do have an advantage since on paper I do think Chelsea are not that favorite for this tie, but Chelsea are playing away. So same as Manchester City, if they get a couple of goals, away goals, it doesn't matter the result. All right, if it is a battering like a 5-2 or I don't know more than that, so that is another matter. But if it's a loss of let's say 3-2 or 3-1, that away goal is very crucial going into the home leg.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I think I came across a very really interesting message with regarding to Chelsea and the year they won the Champions League. So generally people say it's all over all the rendezvous situation when something had happened in the past, that whole thing is repeating. But if you check out this, then in 2012, Chelsea signed 29-year-old Peter Cech from Ron, And in 2021, Chelsea have 29-year-old Mendy, who's also signed from Run. Champions League final of Spanish Cup final of 2012 was between Barcelona and Bilbao. It's the same this season. Thomas Tuchel's birthday is on the 29th of the month. Roberto Di Matteo, the Champions League winning manager, birthday is 29th of the month. Messi missed a penalty in the Champions League knockouts in 2012. That happened in 2021 as well. Then last time when Chelsea played Guardiola in a semi-final, Chelsea won the double. The double was Champions League and FA Cup, and Chelsea is facing Guardiola in FA Cup semi-final this time. Chelsea's captain John Terry was 31 when they won the Champions League. Chelsea's current captain Azpilicueta is 31 when they're playing the Champions League again this time. So there are a lot of things that are falling in Chelsea's
Wow,
favor according to history.
wow, wow.
So, and these were just five
Mind
to
you,
6 points. There are around 12 to 13 points. Even the Manchester United 6-1 defeat in that 2011-12 season, they had a 6-1 defeat with the man sent off. Then they won against Tottenham 3-1. That's the same exact situation that is happening this year. So I think the stars are
crazy,
telling us it's going to
crazy.
be Chelsea.
Wow, wow. I must tell you, I didn't see this one coming. Huh? These many stats, and this is a large coincidence. And I personally wouldn't want Chelsea to. Uh, it's okay if they go into the final. You can say, okay, there is another team who can beat them, but I personally don't want them to win since they are our London rivals. And wow, they'll have what, two, three? I don't know how many Champions League this Chelsea have.
This will be their second one. That was the first one.
This will be the
And mind you,
second
when
one.
they won it in 2012, they defeated a Portuguese opponent in quarterfinal. They had a Spanish giant in semi-final in the name of Barcelona, and this time again they have a Spanish giant of Real Madrid against them. So
Wow,
quite,
crazy.
quite similar for
Uh,
them.
quite, it, you are saying it's quite similar. It's exactly similar. And if it's a great coincidence that guys Anuj is telling us these stats. Like I was completely surprised. So great job, man. Great job. All right. So who do you think is going to go through in that? Like,
I think the way Real Madrid have been playing under Zidane, he has been very adaptable in most of his matches. Like against Liverpool, he wanted to go for a more defensive setup with the same set of players. They managed to do that. That against in the El Clasico in Barcelona, they went all attack and they won very comprehensively. So I think he's very capable of tweaking his team according to the situation. But one thing that they are currently facing is a lot of injuries. So if you see the squad that they have against Getafe, they apart from three keepers, they only have around 11 outfield players. So that's the exact amount I think that they need. For only four defenders, four midfielders, and five strikers. So injuries is a very big problem for them right now. So if they are able to get their entire squad back in form and like completely fit for the semi-final, I think Real Madrid can easily pull it off.
yeah, that's the thing this season with Real Madrid. I think it was the 2016-17 season where I was faced with a similar situation that Real Madrid was facing too many injuries. And this time as well, they are facing a lot of injuries since in the second leg against Liverpool they didn't have. I think Ramos wasn't playing. There
Yeah.
wasn't.
No Ramos,
Yeah,
no
Ramos.
Varane, no Carvajal.
Yeah, both of them were not there. Those two are the mainstay in their defensive line. So without that, Zidane managed to win. So I like him as a coach, man. So if he's adaptable at this rate, not having his captain and the veteran player, and he's still beating Liverpool in the quarterfinals, it's a huge achievement. So I back Real Madrid on this one. So it's up to you, man. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely Real Madrid. If they get few of their players back in form, I think Real Madrid will pull it off.
Yeah. So Chelsea fans, hard luck. So yeah. So according to us, I'm going for Manchester City beating PSG. So it will be Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Yeah. So and you're going for PSG versus Real Madrid in the
I'm
final.
going for PSG all the way,
All the
no
way.
matter
So
who
for
wins
you,
against.
all right. So for you, PSG wins, and for
Yeah,
me, it's Manchester City. All right. So mind you, I've made this prediction the year before. and the year before. So, and every time
Yeah,
Manchester
they
City
have one
has
of the
let
best
me
squads
down.
in Europe. Every time you feel that they're going to win it,
Yeah,
but
I'm glad that you brought this point up. So the actually in the Europe you are allowed to make five, six. I'm not sure, but more than three you are allowed to make. So yeah, so that is a great advantage. And if at all it's Manchester City versus Madrid or Chelsea or whoever in the final, so that is going to be a huge advantage in the final. Four subs, five subs, whatever. So if you have a good enough squad and Manchester City has that in abundance, so that would be crucial in the final. You never know that who might pop up with a odd goal, and it's a final, man. So that's why
yeah.
I'm going for Manchester City. So all right. So you're going for PSG, I'm going for Manchester City. Let's see who wins. And obviously, we are doing this episode too early since we need to go through the semi-finals and the final. We'll do one show after the semi-finals legs are done. So we have our two finalists. But yeah, so that is it. Let's move on to the Europa League then. All right.
And
So
that puts
as
a
you
smile on
know,
your face.
my team is still in the competition. So
Eh,
I'm glad that we rolled over Sparta Prague the way we did. And did you see the Arsenal team taking the knee for the
yeah, that I
black?
think like that was a massive moment in that whole situation with Prague players getting banned for 10 games. That whole situation that happened with Rangers, I think it was a really good stance by Arsenal, and I really like what Lacazette did, right, staring into their eyes in front of them.
Staring into each and everybody's eyes.
Yeah,
So
making a
that's
massive
great.
statement there, Arsenal. Good job.
Yeah. And also the captain for the day and scoring two goals, which was huge. And yeah, we are through to the semi. So we have Arsenal. Enough about Arsenal. So let's discuss the semi-finalists. So we have Arsenal, we have AS Roma, we have Manchester United, and we have Villarreal. So just go through the matchups. We have Arsenal versus Villarreal and Manchester United versus AS Roma. So let's go through the fixtures first. Yeah, let's go for Villarreal versus Arsenal. So Villarreal is playing at home and Arsenal is playing. They are playing at home on 30th April, and Villarreal is playing away on 7th of May. All right. So who do you fancy in the first and the second leg?
And I think, first of all, I would like to start by saying good evening, everyone, once again. And he is the master of Europa League.
It's always good. It's always good evening. Whether it's morning, it's afternoon, it's evening, it's night. It's always good evening. Let's just make that clear and get it out of the way. All right. So let's focus on the matchup. Who do you think will win?
I think Unai Emery is a master of Europa League. No matter which team he is managing or which opponent is facing, he always manages to get result out in those situations. So, and I've even seen few Villarreal matches in this season's La Liga, and they have been pretty good. The way he has managed his attack, Gerard Moreno is on fire currently, he's scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
midfield is currently packed with an addition from Valencia of Parejo. So I think given the fact that he's a master of Europa League, I would definitely go for a Villarreal win, and I think he would have that feeling of revenge over Arsenal for sacking him. So definitely Unai Emery all the way.
You say that, but what about us? What about the players? I am just talking in terms of the fans who travel to Baku. Yeah. So it was like it's a huge trip going all the way to Baku. All right, and to suffer a defeat the way we did against Chelsea, who are basically our direct rivals in our city, is unacceptable. All right, he's the master of Europa League. Then what happened in the final? So
So
that is
I think
what
that was a
will
one-off
be going
game
to the
where
players' mind actually.
yeah, yeah.
They should be up for a revenge, man. So let me make something clear about Unai Emery. He basically lost the dressing room at the end of his tenure at Arsenal. So that was the reason for him getting sacked. And going out to Frankfurt in the Europa League was embarrassing. Embarrassing, man. Seriously. So, yeah, one interesting stat I came across with Unai Emery's team this season in La Liga and Arsenal last season is that uh, there was a similar run with Arsenal, which he went through this season in La Liga with Villarreal. But now he has gone to, I think Villarreal is seventh in the league, and he had a great start. They were vying for a top four, they were vying for Champions League spots, but now they are seventh and struggling the same way as Arsenal is. But I came across this stat. Last season we went 20 or 22 games unbeaten in the league. Not last season, last to last season, the first season he was in charge. And but there were a lot of draws in that run. Yeah. So I see a similar pattern with Villarreal in the league this season as well. I come back to your point. He's the master of Europa League. That is the thing. He somehow turns out these draws at home and he manages to um, get his team up for the away games and try to score a odd goal here and there, which is very crucial in this two-legged tie. So that is what it is. And yeah, so the latest one was him uh, defeating Liverpool in the Europa League final. So yeah, he will be hungry for more, and I do think we will go through. But it's a 50-50 game for me. Not 50-50, but a 60-40 in favor of Arsenal. Since I've watched Villarreal in the Europa League, and their defense is not that great, but it's okay. We
The only
can
concern
we
for
can win this.
Arsenal that I have is this season Arsenal have not been consistent over, like, even if you watch Arsenal for 5 games, there will be 2 good games but 3 very bad games. So they haven't gotten a good run of games where they have been performing on the top of their game defense wise and attack wise. So that is the only concern that I have. And since Europe, a lot of away goals matter and Arsenal defense leaks a lot of goals. So that is one of my major concerns with Arsenal.
That is the reason I'm glad that we have this away leg first, so we can
Yeah,
get this tie in our favor, and then we have a chance to just regroup and manage the tie at home. So that is the advantage which we have in this tie. All right, so Arsenal goes through for me, and for you,
good evening all the way.
seriously,
I
you're
don't see
good.
him losing. I don't see him losing in Europa League. Apart from that final, he, he has some magical powers.
You know uh, what the ideal scenario should be. It will be Champions League playing in Champions League Manchester City versus Chelsea final and in Europa League Arsenal versus we'll discuss the next tie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It happened
Arsenal
it
United.
happened 2 years ago. All England final
Yeah.
and
Yes,
Arsenal was in Europa
and
League final,
we got battered in that basically.
and Liverpool won
So
on the other end.
yeah, all right. So Manchester United are playing at home first. Oh, on 30th April and similarly on 7th May they are playing away to Roma. What do you think of Roma this season? I mean, obviously they have both the teams have Champions League pedigree, but Roma this season haven't been that good. They are even struggling in the league to get into the Champions League through the league. So
So I have been following Serie A very closely, and the main problem with Roma this year has been whenever they have played a top side, say Lazio, Inter, AC, Juve, Atlanta, any of these 5 or 6 top sides, they have lost most of those games, and but they have been really well against the lower side of the teams. So since they are playing Manchester United this time, and Manchester United have a really good form currently, and overall history also, they have battered Roma over the past games. So I don't think this is going to be a difficult one for us to choose, and I think United go ahead on, like, not even on away goals. I think clearly over both legs, it will be a comfortable win for United against Roma.
okay, okay, that's a bold statement. I don't think I'll count Roma out yet. Let's see. You can ask me this question after the first leg. Since United doesn't have a good record at Old Trafford this season, so I'm a bit skeptical about that. But I do think United will move into the final, but on the just due to their squad and the same point which I mentioned. Same thing goes in Europa League. You are allowed to make what 4, 5 substitutions. So that is going to help the team a lot with a bigger squad. All right. So it's an all English final for me in this one. It's Arsenal versus United for Europa League, and yeah, it's Manchester City versus Real Madrid for me in the Champions League. So for you, it's PSG all the way. So it's too early to discuss that, but let's see after the semi-final if PSG comes out as the finalist or not. But yeah, it's actually a good discussion to have right now since everybody is fit for each team. But we do have 2 match days to go, and after that we'll have the matches in Europe. So you never know. So it's very difficult to predict the final outcome of the final as well. So yeah, so that is it, guys. Thank you, Anuj, for coming again. It was a great discussion. We came through a few stats. And guys, what are your predictions for the side? Don't predict the finalists, but you can get your predictions up for the semi-finals for the Champions League and the Europa League as well. We'll be back after. We'll be back with this discussion basically after we get our 2 finalists in the 2 tournaments in Europe. All right. So that is it, guys. Thank you, Anuj, for coming once again onto the show.
Thank you
And
for
keep in
having me,
mind,
Vipul. Always a pleasure.
yeah, see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.